They didn't take me to jail. They took me to a hospital. I sat in a small white room while doctors asked me questions I couldn't answer. When did the memory gaps start? Had I experienced any head trauma? Was I taking any substances? I told them no. But I wasn't sure anymore. They ran tests, blood work, scans. Everything came back normal. The psychiatrist who came in that evening said sometimes the mind protects itself by disconnecting, creating gaps, allowing someone to do things they'd never consciously choose to do, and then forgetting completely. I asked her what kind of things. She didn't answer. The next day, they had me close my eyes and breathe, go back to Tuesday morning. I remembered sitting in my car, watching the house, the woman in scrubs coming out. But when I tried to remember what happened after she drove away, there was nothing. The therapist asked me to stay with the feeling. What was I feeling when I saw her? Recognition. She looked the way I used to look, before I stopped sleeping, before I started losing pieces of myself. She looked whole, and then something came back. I didn't follow her. I went inside the house. The door was unlocked. I don't know how I knew that, but I did. I walked through rooms I'd never seen before, but somehow recognized. The layout was almost identical to my house, but cleaner, quieter. I found her bedroom. I opened her closet. I took the jacket, the dark green one. I put it on, and I stood in front of her mirror for a long time, trying to remember who I used to be. The therapist asked what happened next. I told her I didn't know, but I was lying. That night, alone in my hospital room, I tried to piece it together. The phone I'd found wasn't my husband's. It was mine, one I'd been carrying without realizing it, taking photos of women who reminded me of something I'd lost, writing down names, addresses, dates. I remembered the night I first smelled perfume on my husband 2 months ago. I'd confronted him about it. He'd looked confused, said he didn't know what I was talking about. What if there was no perfume? What if I'd needed to imagine it? Because it was easier than admitting the truth, that I was the one disappearing, not him. The next morning, the detectives came back. They'd been looking into the names on the list. Jennifer Hollis, Stephanie Ruiz, Caitlin Brewer. All of them were real. All of them had been reported missing, but 3 of them had been found alive. They'd walked back into their lives days later with no memory of where they'd been, just like me. I asked about the others. The detective said they were still looking. Then she showed me security footage from cameras I didn't know we had. Tuesday morning, I watched myself drive away. Tuesday night, I watched myself come home, sit in the car for 20 minutes, get out, walk to the trunk, take out a shovel, carry it into the backyard. The footage ended there. The detective asked if I remembered doing that. I shook my head. They'd searched the backyard. 3 feet down, they found a jacket, dark green, covered in dirt, the same one I'd taken from the house on Belmore Drive. Nothing else, just the jacket, buried like evidence, or like a grave. The detective asked if I knew a woman named Sarah Kemper. I said no. She showed me a photo, blonde, mid-30s, scrubs, the woman from Belmore Drive. Sarah had reported a break-in on Tuesday. Nothing taken except a jacket, no forced entry, like someone had walked right in. Over the next few days, more pieces came back. I remembered standing in someone's backyard at night, looking through a window, watching a woman make dinner, live her life, thinking how easy it would be to slip into her routine, to replace her. Not violently, just quietly, until she forgot she existed and I could remember how to exist again. The therapist said I hadn't hurt anyone, not physically, but I'd scared them, made them feel watched, and some of them had run, disappeared, not because I'd taken them, but because they'd felt something coming. And they'd hidden, just like I'd been hiding from myself. My husband visited once. He sat in the chair by the window and didn't look at me. I asked him about the phone. He said it was mine. I'd bought it weeks ago, told him I needed a second one for work. But I didn't have a job anymore. I'd quit 3 months ago and never told him. I didn't remember quitting. I didn't remember buying the phone. I didn't remember any of it. He asked me why I'd done this. I'd been trying to find myself in other women, in their routines, their homes, their lives, trying to see if any of them had the thing I'd lost, the ability to just exist without questioning every moment, without losing hours, without wondering if I was real. He left after 10 minutes. He didn't say goodbye. They released me 2 weeks later. No charges. Psychiatric intervention required. Restraining orders filed by 4 women. My husband had moved out, filed for separation. The house was empty when I got back. Half the furniture gone. His things cleared out. I walked through the rooms slowly. The kitchen looked wrong. The living room felt staged. I went upstairs to the bedroom. I opened the nightstand drawer. Empty. I sat on the edge of the bed. I looked at my hands. The dirt was gone, but I could still feel it. I stood up and walked to the window. The backyard was dark. I could see the place where they'd dug. A patch of disturbed earth, still visible. And then I saw her, standing at the edge of the property line. A woman, blonde, wearing scrubs, just standing there, looking at the house. My heart stopped. I blinked. She was gone. I pressed my face to the glass. Nothing, just shadows. I stepped back. My reflection stared at me from the dark window. She'd been standing exactly where I was standing. Same posture, same tilt of the head. It wasn't her, it was me. I'd been looking at myself. I sank to the floor. I wasn't looking for other women. I was looking for proof that I still existed, that I was still here, still real. But the more I looked, the less I found, until I didn't know which version was real anymore. The one sitting in this house, or the one standing in the yard.
Watching. I don't leave the house much now.
I take the medication. I try to rebuild, but sometimes, late at night, I check my phone, and I swear there are new pictures. Ones I don't remember taking. A coffee shop window, a parked car, a woman walking away, and I wonder if I ever stopped, or if part of me is still out there, trying to find the version of myself I lost, before I lost everything else too.